This is genuinely terrifying. Victor Wembenyama is reported to have bulked up to about 240 pounds. For reference, he was 210 when he came into the league, and has reportedly even grown an inch up to 7'4", and now he's out here bodying NBA level centers, looking like a mixture of Giannis and Shaq in the front court, but then he's also got handles and vision. Yeah, this dude might retire as the greatest anomaly to ever touch a basketball. Like, seriously, this feels like the good Lord up above just wanted to see how good of a basketball player he could create, right? Like a touch of Giannis, a sprinkle of Shaq, maybe a little bit of some handles here, and then a good little fadeaway jumper. And no, I think that glitch is just because this man is a freaking alien. A little hop step into a cross-court pass to Harrison Barnes for the three ball. This is ridiculous. It's 7'4", with an 8-foot wingspan. He shouldn't be doing things like this. Yet last year, he averaged 24.3 points, 11 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and 1.1 steals with 3.8 blocks while shooting 48% from the field and 35% from three on 9 attempts per game. Then you look at games like against Washington, where he dropped 50 last year with 6 boards, 3 blocks, and 2 assists. The dude is just a monster, picking and popping here, knocking down the three ball, and just overall there really isn't a good way to stop this man in the open court, especially if he's gotten stronger. If he's added 30 pounds to his frame since he came into the league as a skinny 18-year-old. Versus the Knicks on Christmas Day, 42 points, 18 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 blocks. We've talked about this game a lot over the course of the offseason, but it's just a great example of how good Wemby really could be. I mean, he genuinely could average 30 points and 5 blocks a game with close to 15 rebounds. Like, one of the most dominant stat lines we've ever seen. And I think he could be a top 5 player on both ends of the floor this year. And I don't think that's too crazy to say, because really nobody can stop him on offense, but nobody can score on him on defense. And then you get to the rest of the Spurs roster starting to really break down how good they could be this year. You look at guys like De'Aaron Fox, former All-NBA first-teamer, who in 2023-24 averaged 26.6 points a game, 5.6 assists, 4.6 rebounds, and 2 steals per game while shooting 47% from the field and 37% from three. I take that back. I believe he was All-NBA third team, not first team, but you get the idea, right? 28 years old. The dude is still in the middle of his prime, and he can absolutely hoop. Don't take the down year last year to heart. He had a broken finger on his shooting hand. Obviously, he's not going to be shooting that efficient from beyond the arc. This is what the starting lineup will look like. We only got to see 19 games of this last year with Fox in town, and then, of course, Wemby was injured. Everybody kind of got hurt towards the end of the year once they got taken out of playoff contention. They still got Harrison Barnes shooting 43% from three on 4.5 attempts. Great veteran connector on the wing out there that can knock it down from the corner with no hesitation. The bench is getting better as well. This is the real difference from last year's squad to this year, with Dylan Harper, Champagnie, Carter Bryant, Jeremy Sohan, Luke Cornett. Keldon Johnson will probably start the year as the backup 3. Kelly Olynyk is in there as well. This is just a really, really deep squad. They got the reigning rookie of the year with Stephon Castle, who people just kind of forgot about in the offseason with all the Dylan Harper, De'Aaron Fox, Victor Wembenyama hype. But Castle averaged 15, 4, and 4 last year in 27 minutes a game while shooting 43% from the field and 30% from three on 4 attempts per night. He is still a really, really good guard, and he's got a big frame on him too. He stands at 6'6" with a 6'9" wingspan, and also is about 215 pounds. So it's hard to get by him and hard to knock him off his path defensively. He is just a hard-nosed defender that's going to make it tough to get to the rim for anybody. Dylan Harper, their number 1 overall draft choice. They got him at number 2 in the class, and he is an absolute monster. Averaged almost 20 a game last year with 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal in 32 minutes. Shot 48% from the field, 33% from three on 5.2 attempts per game. The only weakness in his game is his three-point shooting, because he can get to the mid-range. He's a fantastic finisher around the rim, pick-and-roll maestro, and at 6'6", 215, he's got the NBA frame. Again, I've been making the comparison all summer, but he reminds me of a Cade Cunningham type of guy, right? With that frame, with the pick-and-roll abilities. Now, Cade shot 40% from three. in college, which is something that Dylan Harper obviously did not do. So there could be some growing pains there for Harper when it comes to shooting the three ball, and that's what's stopping this duo right now, is being able to shoot from outer space. But yeah, it's still a really good guard trio, right? You've got Carter Bryant as well coming in, who was maybe my favorite pick of the draft. Getting a guy like this at pick 14 really feels like a Kawhi or Giannis type value at the end of the lottery. 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan. He's got all the raw natural tools to be elite, especially defensively. But at Arizona, he didn't have the stats to back that up, averaging 6.5 points, 4 rebounds, a steal, a block, and an assist. And that's because he was on a senior-heavy team that had 3 really good guards. But he made a role for himself, averaged 19 minutes a game. He made a role for himself as the year went on, shot 46% from the field and 37% from 3 on 2.7 attempts over conference play, shot 48% from the field and 40% from 3, and per 36 minutes, averaged 14 and 6.5 with 2 blocks and 2 steals. The dude is really good. He just didn't have a great chance to show it because he was like the 4th option offensively for Arizona. But if he's doing this, look out. That's where all that raw potential comes from. All the excitement that scouts had. Really feels like an NBA scout's fever dream right here, right? Watch him get through this screen and then be able to recover and get the block and save it inbounds. That's maybe the best defensive play I've ever seen from a prospect. And then, yeah, just going up and getting it above the rim. Now, they also added a couple of veteran bigs like Kelly Olynyk, who comes over in a trade where they basically gave up a bunch of second-round picks and a former first-rounder, but, you know, it's Malachi Branham. He will be 34 this year, 6'11" with a 6'10" wingspan. He's a guy that can help you out in a lot of ways because he can play the 4, the 5, maybe even the 3 if you want to get weird with it and have an all-big lineup out there. Throw Kelly at the 3, it could happen. He averaged about 11 points a game last year, 6 rebounds, 3.6 assists, a steal in 25 minutes while shooting 50% from the field and 39% from 3 on 1.8 attempts per game. Dude is really solid. He's knocking down 3 balls here, you know, bringing the ball up the court, finding cutters, finds Trey Murphy right here for the easy dunk. And then right here, I mean, working out of the pick and roll against one of the best defenders in the league, doesn't matter. He's going to get right to his spot and get an easy floater to go. And they also have Luke Cornett, who we saw earlier in the opening clip of this video getting absolutely bullied. We talked about the trade, Brandon Wesley, and a second-round pick that is least favorable of like 8 different teams. So it's going to be picked like 59 in the draft. Speaking of Luke Cornett, though, they bring him over. He proved in the playoffs he was a serviceable big man, 4 years, $41 million, and now he comes in as a guy that can definitely do that type of thing, right? He averaged about 6 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, 1.6 assists, and a block in 18 minutes while shooting 67% from the field. 0% from 3. In the 2018-19 season, he did shoot 35% from 3, though. So there is that. And overall, I mean, he's just a dog, right? Defensively, just a big guy. Per 36, he averaged about 12 and 11 with 3 assists and 2 blocks. And on the year, I mean, he was really, really solid as the backup big, always filling in for Porzingis when he got hurt. 7'2" with a 7'6" wingspan. So, I mean, coming off the bench behind Wemby, that's a lot of height at the center position, averaging out to be about 7'3" between their 2 centers. So, yeah, really excited for the Spurs team. Really excited for Wembanyama this year. Make sure to hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy at any point. And with that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video.